So we're back. We're going to try and finish Violet today. We will go into the fighting base. Like, we got a bit carried away last time where we basically over-leveled everything because we just want to finish this story pretty quickly. That's pretty much all there is to say. What I'm going to try and do is get Brazil a bit more over-level, well, not over-leveled, statted up. I want to go and get the shell bell if we don't have it. Do we have a shell bell? No, we don't. Thank you, Eduardo. Or Kika, whichever one it is. Kika's got too many accounts. And thank you for the luck. Oh dear. Right, we're going to go up here because this is where we get the shell bell, I think. So yeah, we took a day off yesterday where we went to see the movie 28 years later, where we actually got a poster, which was kind of nice. First time I've seen a poster at the cinema in a long time. So that will probably get added to the background eventually. Because we do like to promote that, we do love our movies, and I used to collect the posters when we went, but they stopped doing them after COVID, and I think since COVID, all I've ever had was a beer mat for Smile 2, which was kind of comical. Welcome back, Kika. Thank you for the luck. Where is the whole shell bell's not in this one, is it? We'll go to the next one. We'll go and find the right place. Shall we try this one? I may be in the Messagosa one. But yeah, so I would like to finish this, get the Area Zero stuff done today. I cannot guarantee it, but I think because I overleveled, we should be able to get through most of the battles pretty easily, even if we use just one Pokemon per Pokemon and sort of get through it that way. That seems like the best option. Where is the shell? You don't know, please. The shell bell must be in Iona's town, I guess. You can tell that I'm really good at getting the items together here. Yeah, we've also switched the Porygons off because they were annoying me. So if I did want to do any proper shiny hunting, I can now. I'm trying not to use anything that's like above odds. Again, we won't be farming Herba, but if we do raids with chat, that's how we will get them. Yeah, we're going to use the LP because I'm not making TMs. I don't care enough. And we're bound to get more. I want to put this on the Quaquavel because when it starts doing its moves, it's going to get all of the health back, which is going to be kind of big. Give to this. Welcome in, Dragon. How are you today? We are now, I think, prepared for this battle after completely messing it up last time. So I'm hoping we can just speed run through the end of the game. Is everybody... I think they're all good for health. I don't know if I've got to do the trial thing again, but we'll find out, I guess. It's been a while since I've actually ever failed one of these. I am good though, yes, I am good. I just want to get this battle done. It annoyed me that we failed it last time. Yeah, it was nice having a bit of a day away from streaming. I ended up taking part in Solar Cypher's Booster Thursday, which is quite a fun little shining event where he opens 2 booster packs and the chat chooses 6 hunts, and basically all the shinies you get in his stream time get added to a total for the month, and the ones that are 6 targets are worth more. So I got myself a... what did I get? I did a dark type first because on the board there was Houndour, but I didn't get the Houndour. I got a Sneasel, and then I ran out of time on the sandwich. Then I got what was it I got? Then I did a ground sandwich and got a a mud snail, and because I had the ground sandwich on, I just went hunting, got a Geodude for a bingo competition I'm in, and then also went and got myself a Gabite, because I needed a dragon type, ground dragon type. So I got quite a few in. I only did like an hour or so of it. It does go on a bit longer, but I only got 2 of the targets. The other targets that I didn't go after were things like Arbok. I did try Houndour, as I mentioned, but couldn't get it. I think everything was in Scarlet and Violet. But yeah, it's kind of fun, so if you're ever around for a Thursday evening, it's worth going to have a little go at it. I'm not happy that I got poisoned, I'm going to be honest. This was pretty much my plan to beat this. But I'm hoping that the acrobatics will just destroy it for them all. Okay. But and I've got an item, it's going to do less, isn't it? I shouldn't have given myself the shell. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Oh, I'm an idiot. And I'm probably going to die. To poison, no, I've got 10 HP left. Right, we're going to just do another one. And then when because I was watching the Charmeleon one when you were doing the DAs online, and I had you open for your little run, because that was about the time that that was going on, that event. Okay, well that's not good. That was pretty much my plan to beat this thing. I did not expect him to poison me in the first turn, but we have this for a reason. So did you get much further into your Fire Red run, or are you feeling more confident to do some more of the extra parts of your run? You've managed to get through Rock Tunnel after tons of leveling. Yes. It's one of those like bits of the game where everything's a little bit slower in it for you, just that I think a lot of us just get used to a certain method of the game, shall we say, and that's kind of an example of it. Like, I personally do not enjoy the grinding sessions, like doing them myself. Like, it's fun watching if there's like lots going on, but everyone kind of knows that the grinding sessions are probably the best thing that they removed when it comes to these games. If we're being honest, when you look at what you do in these games, you go and do like 5 minutes of punching stuff and you've pretty much leveled up. Yeah, so that's the kind of way I look at it sometimes. It's just like, I just need a break from it all. That's probably why I never really stuck out with the older games, because I was a bit lazy. And then get back to catching some stuff which would involve you looking at what's in areas. Yeah, because you're going to, I'm guessing you're going to try to do a bit of a sort of living dex type thing in the game, the way you're playing it. Oh no, I forgot stamina does that. And it's going to get faster and hit harder. This is how we lost last time. It just powered up. This is why you need to be able to do something early on. I probably should use Clear Smog actually next move, because then it can delete all of these stat changes. Right, let's go Clear Smog. Oh, and it attacked this stupid game. Ah dear. Well, thank you for the follow, Loki, the God of Mischief. Well, welcome to the Switch 2 Shiny Dex Challenge, where we are trying to build a brand new Living Shiny Dex on brand new save files from scratch. It's a bit mixed how well we're doing, to be honest, but we've done quite a lot. I hope please say Soak works here, because if it doesn't, then I'm annoyed. It doesn't work on it. Wow. That's really bad. Okay, so hopefully it can knock itself out. That's going to be my best bet. Yeah, I guess that's part of the frustration of a lot of these games, is you're putting a lot of work into... Like, it's one of them, you really want to get going and get through the game, but you also want to build a dex. And it's quite easy to get distracted by everything. Okay, I haven't investigated all of that. I was one of those people that I was always rubbish at doing them. I always forgot to do most of it. Okay, so this is kind of bad, because if this thing just keeps attacking, I'm dead. I can't put it to sleep because we tried that last time. So we could try a little bit of shenanigans here. Oops. What's happening, Kika? What have you done? Okay, so it did know that that was a 0-1. Fair enough. Yeah, I thought we'd try this. This is not going well. Let's be honest. I thought we would have won this time, and I didn't restore the PP on this. Of course I didn't. No worries, Kika. Thank you for the support, though. You still have to evolve Mankey, Pidgeotto, Charmeleon, Rattata, Spearow in my team, which would make it 21. I guess like the easiest thing to do will be to go and get all of the Viridian Forest stuff, I guess. I got Quick Attack, which could do some damage, I guess. Not very much. Bounces off it. Oh dear. Yeah. You only need a couple... Well, I didn't know if you had like your Weedles and stuff. I can't believe we're going to lose to this again. With the team I've actually got, I should be walking through this battle, I feel. I'm not being funny, it should be pretty easy. Or maybe we get it because it might throw here. Oh yes, you get the stones, you get everything, you get your Eevee as well, which is nice. Can you breed in that game? I can't remember. So if you can breed, obviously you can get all the evolutions, couldn't you? Okay, so we did just about get it. It isn't a thing, okay. I always forget what the daycare centre is in that game, whether it's actually something important or just something to get things levelled up because you don't want to. That makes sense. That's like another turn off for me of those games because I think breeding became quite a big part of the game, and I'm surprised I didn't put it in, if I'm honest, because all they have to do is, like in the sequels, is make that a breeding area. Not just, I understand it not being in the core original games, but the fact that it's in the other games, it kind of just doesn't make sense that it's not included. But I guess we'll learn in the future what's going on. There's plenty to do in there. Right, so we did somehow scrape through that battle. Not sure how, but we did. So I'm thinking I might go and do the Arven battle first. If it becomes, I think, completionist of the game, but the main game I think is just how it used to be. Yeah, I think the Kanto, like the only thing that's different is what Moltres' location, I think. There is an event Doduo in the chat, if you're still collecting the event ones. We'll see. I will probably just copy the message and just send it that way. Right, we'll get through this. Now, that is the 3 core storylines done. We've finished the Ogerpon, and yeah, so I think we can go straight into some of the others. Like, the bit I'm not interested in doing is, I hate the questionnaire. I know it sounds stupid, but I hate doing the questionnaire before the Elite Four. I always get the questions wrong. I don't know how many times I've done this. I don't know what I do wrong, but the game says I've done something wrong. I've just looked it up, and I need to get to 4 islands to get into... Get it. Yeah, that's the Moltres, right? Or the breeding. Oh well, that paid for the shell bell at least. I guess. Okay, so it is sort of a thing. Again, I haven't really played Fire Red properly. It was the era I wasn't playing the games, so... If I was to play a proper Kanto, I probably would stick to Fire Red over Red and Blue, if I'm honest. But then I would imagine if they brought out a proper remake, experience all will be on. That seems like you got targeted by not getting it. The game didn't like you. Right. I feel kind of like the Arthur battle will be easiest. Because then we can finish that one off. If I'm honest. I should really get the document up that tells me what everybody's got. I know he's one of the higher levels, but most of my stuff is on a par with him. And of course my Masquerado is much, much higher level. There it is, my guide. I have had lucky. Oh yeah, I did see you got the shiny. Oh, congratulations on beating Gita. We are about to go and do that one eventually. I'm kind of stuck between which one I want to do first. I'm just looking at Arven's levels, and yeah, I think Arven's pretty easy to beat. I'm a bit too over leveled if we were doing this like a proper difficult Nuzlocke. But he's got a Greedent, Cloyster, Skullvilla, and Toadscruel, Garganackle, and Mabosstiff. So I feel we can beat that. Hansel's the dragon one, isn't he? That reminds me, I really should put an ice move on one of these. Right. Can you learn anything better? I was actually going to look at TMs then. Can you learn a fighting move? You can learn low kick, which could be kind of good. Because if I make this a... No, he'll go for Earthquake if I put that one out. Oh, you know what, we should just go to beat it. I don't think we need to mess around, really. We do want to give it... I know we got U-turn, that's pretty good. We probably want to give you a fighting move, though. Acrobatics is no longer needed. We could just go close combat. It's riskier, because it's going to make us weaker, but... if we one-shot everything, we'll be pretty good. If we do Aqua Step to start with, we'll be alright. It's just... Oh, thank you for the follow. Nathan is the boss. Welcome in to the Switch 2 Shiny Living Dex. He appears, I believe in Joe Hendry. And that is your Joe Hendry entrance too. You've just got Eevee to make it Sylveon, that's an option. Okay. I plan on sticking a big ice move on my water type. Probably, yeah. And I've got the Shell Bell as well. The only thing that might be a little bit difficult is... yeah, if we got the Shell Bell, we get our health back if we get hit early on. So that's something we can worry about later. Oh, thank you for the bits, Nathan. Welcome in, Cheerio. How are you today? I don't know whether that actually played or not. But I am good, thank you. Yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of the end game now. So we're doing all right. Like, because, well, it takes a while to get through the end game. It's a lot of talking and long battles. We beat the one we wiped to last time, so hopefully we can carry on going. But yes, so eventually we will be starting our shiny hunt races. We just need to unlock Area 0 on this game. Legends Arceus is ready to start shiny hunt racing. I do have to do a bit more of story, but I have all the maps if people do challenge it. Sword and Shield is close, but we would have to restrict where we go at the moment. I only have 3 badges. And we missed a Sword and Shield stream yesterday with the day off, so we won't be doing that till Monday. But I could change it around. But I do need to just get the shiny charm. I also kind of want to actually unlock all of the map. I don't want to be champion, I just want to unlock all the map. But 2 Pokemon to complete my living dex. Which are they? Is it something as annoying as Cleffa? Because that was the thing that annoyed me the most. It took me ages to find a Cleffa. It's the baby Pokemon that destroyed most of me. Spiritomb and Bastiodon. Oh, the fossil. I knew the fossil would be the problem. Spiritomb, I guess you're not going to get till you've finished off the wisps as well. It's weird that, to me, I consider Spiritomb more of a legendary just because of the fact that it's so difficult to get, if that makes sense. Yeah, they can take so long to spawn, like, it's very frustrating. Just make sure you don't go in the Crobat Cave, whatever you do, because that resets the timer. Every time you go in that cave, or like technically load something else up. That's what I've noticed in the past. Well, I've done it. I've used it. I did a bit of an experiment in the Icelands. I loaded up the game. So basically, I was near the Snow Point Temple when a distortion spawned, and I thought, well, I've got enough time to just run up, check the glade, and come back down. Came back out when it had gone. So yeah, it's what it is. But it didn't bother me. It's the one I least like doing because at the end of the day, it's a pretty boring area. So yeah. So we're going to beat this one. As we said, we're going to probably just go for Aqua Step, then Close Combat. Maybe a workup to start things off, but it does have Psychic Fang, so I have to be a little bit careful. It doesn't hit very hard, but it's a tank. So I may do one workup first. Just to give me... Maybe I'll see how much damage it does. Part of me is tempted to actually Terra first time, but we'll see. It'll probably do Body Slam though and paralyze me because it's how the game works. But he does go straight for the Psychic Fangs. We can take one more. If I Terra here, I'll take less damage. I'll try and work out how I'm going to get Giratina. So that's the Volo fight for the Giratina, right? Still. If I'm not mistaken. Right, so that... Now it does Psychic Fangs. That does a lot less. Good. So I am going to go Aqua Step, because I might as well boost my speed right up. Okay, that's lovely. Hopefully that gives me a big health replacement. Yeah, well... Yeah, because you fight 7 Pokemon, don't you? pretty much. That's what you've just got to remember. You're fighting 7 things. It can get a bit annoying. A lot of it, as I will always say, my best bit of advice for any of the battling in that game, just make sure you use agile style. And the ghost dragon type is tricky. Indeed. And what was your starter you've got again? I can't remember what you picked. Was it Typhlosion? Okay. So there's a little move that Samurott can learn. It's that specialist dark move. If you put that up, it does residual damage like stealth rocks. So if you can put that up pretty early against Giratina, you should be able to handle most things it wants to throw at you. But that's what I've used in the past. This may survive, because it is very good defensively. Oh no, that was pretty quick. Right. That's another W. Now we got a boss stiff to beat now, haven't we? I think, and then we're done. No, it's got Cloyster still, actually. Yeah. See, something else I notice about this game, which is also a bit frustrating, is they never send their ace out early. And I think that's really annoying. Because you think that some of the other Pokemon he has would be better, like the ace would be better than sending out some of the rubbish that they had. Like, why would you send a Lucario out against a fire ghost type? Yeah, kind of. There is certain things. I forgot what Volo's team is. If you want to tell me what the Pokemon are, I can give you an advice for a good team to use. You don't need to tell me levels and moves, but just what sort of level it's at, or what they are. I'm pretty sure it's like the Arcanine, Togetic, Giratina, but I've forgotten the rest. Or is he pretty much like Cynthia? Just okay, so that storyline is finished. But as I say, the best thing to always consider is agile, 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 because you're controlling the pace of the battle. I will always say keep the thing where it shows you all of your moves down the side and the orders they should be. Because like, one of the mistakes I always used to make was just go for the basics or go for the strong style. Yes, the strong style is going to do amazing damage and knock something out, but that means that the computer will get 2, maybe 3 goes before you go again. So that's kind of what I did to just work my way through it slowly. Right, so I probably do have to use the Zeraora against the Oranguru. Now the key thing is I can trick it into thinking I've got a Ceruledge, so it may try to use... No, I will make it think I've got Quaquaval, because then it will keep using Psychic and it won't hit me. No, it's got Foul Play, so I better go that, because it won't use Foul Play against a fighting type, from what I would read. So yeah, we're gonna go you there, but we want to put you at the bottom. Right, it's not going to be something I'm going to use for the whole battle. I feel like I can just swap around. For this battle I've got a fire type for the Abomasnow. He's going to have a Skeledirge, so I've got 2 water type coverage. Be a bit difficult against the Among Us. I think he's going to have that, so yeah. So your main Pokemon are the 3 starters. Staraptor, Octillery, Flareon, Sylveon, Pachirisu, Gengar, Rhyperior, Glaceon, Ursaring, Espeon, Weirdeer, Vespiquen, Jolteon, Gardevoir. Gardevoir could do some big work in that battle, I think. If I'm honest. Let's catch Right. Yeah, we're going to go and do Clevel next. Then we'll go and do the Elite Four and the Mona, and hopefully get Area 0 done. That's my main goal, is get Area 0 done. Beat the Miraidon and everything. I don't really care about the rest. Like, I just want to finish this story today. Hence why we were a little bit earlier than normal, because I've got things to do this evening or mid-afternoon. But yeah, let's keep going. Let's beat Clevel. Seems like an easy one to beat, right? Into the Adlands. We all called it that time. Some of them I need to level and look at gritting, but the ones that I need potential leader additions in any dex perfection. Oh yes, that is going to be your challenge. Oh my god, it's the director of the university. How could it ever have been this person? Nobody saw this coming. Alright, hello Potter. Welcome in. We did beat the fighting boss. Then we beat Arvin, so we're just doing this easy little bit here. We're a bit over leveled now, so I've got nothing to worry about. He thinks that I have a Quaquavel, so I think he'll use a psychic move. But I'm going to use Taunt. So he won't put me to sleep, or try to put me to sleep. See? He always wants to use Yawn. It's one of the horrible battles. And then we'll just Night Slash. Because there's no way he should be using Foul Play. Actually, it's his only move is Foul Play, so yeah, whatever. Sorry, you fell for it, sir. You fell for it. There we go. Welcome back from the Adlands. Yeah, I get that you've got to do a lot of work with the leveling, gritting and all that. It's like, it is such a frustrating, almost chore that you've got to do in that game. That's what it feels like a lot of the time. It's just constant. Do it again, back again, like. And like, if you're perfecting them, it's even worse. Like, I've done it, so I know. I'm not saying don't do it. It's worth it. If you want like a full-blown shiny living dex type thing, you're gonna have to spend ages. But it's worth it because you'll get your best odds. So that's the thing you got to remember. I probably should have picked something else for this battle, but I made the mistake and forgot. This is probably the hardest thing to beat, but we'll send this out again. Thank you. But then the other side of it is, how much time do you need to spend perfecting a Bidoof or a Shinx? With the amount you see, your odds should be really good. Like, most people put a lot of focus on your static alphas, because they're the things most people would like, I guess is the best way to put it. Got Earthquake. Okay, did not realize it had Earthquake. Got no... Yeah, that's part of one of the like challenges out there, is to complete the dexes before. Like, it's a bit like you're doing it slightly different, but it's almost a variation of the Professor Oak's challenge, if that makes sense. So because you're doing a variation of it, you're going to always be doing something to work your way towards it, which is good, and it's part of like how we get to where we are in the end of these games. Earthquake, that's all you want to use. Like the Professor Oak's challenge, like there's one variation of it, so because this game's slightly different, the Professor Oak's challenge has like 3 levels of difficulty. So one level is just evolve everything, and the basic version of it. The second level is get 10 or level 10 on everything before you go to the next area, and the third variation is perfect everything before you go to the next area. So yeah, that's a thing. One of the friends of the channel is trying to do the hard version. So that means doing, what is it, catching a Lickitung when it's asleep in a distortion. But then some people then decide that the break is before you get the weird ear, that you cannot do anything else. Oh, that's an interesting thing to leave for me to do, but still. To perfect it, as in do every single challenge it's got, so catch 25 Bidoofs and certain weights and see it use rollout. That's what's meant by perfection, or perfecting it. It's a lot of work, I'll be honest. I have tried it. Yeah, that's the thing. I think that's where most people just get burnt out, because as you've seen yourself, some of them are a bit repetitive, to say the least. But it is good. I was tempted to try it. It was like an option for one of my challenges if the Switch 2 would come out much, much later. But the problem is, you're not really doing much when you're doing it, if that makes sense, like stream-wise. Yeah, well, none of them are impossible, it's just, it's very time-consuming. I was going to try it a different way to what other people do. A lot of people do it in a way where you sort of work your way through the dexes one by one. Oh, he has this Pokemon. You know, we might as well just get a big hit on it. Let this go down and then swap in. We'll basically beat this by hitting it enough times. It's sort of like some of the boring things, like feeding a Snorlax 50 or 100 times. They can get to you a lot. The fact that you can catch a Chimchar on the main map, but it's very rare spawn, and you've got to do so many Chimchars and Cherum and Cherubis, and they're the ones that really get to people, because there's just so many you've got to do. But mind you, the guy that was doing it is actually doing it where he's going to get a shiny of everything before moving on to the next area. I'm on 5 or 6 whips left. Bastiodon is going to send my main Pokemon to home, and then I'll be able to use Legends, Mythicals all over them. Get all of us, yeah. I've got most of those mentioned done. Yeah, well, that's one of them where I expect a lot would be done. Like, I'll be honest, it is achievable. It's just, if you're trying to make it as a stream series, it's a lot more difficult to do. Which is what it would be for me, right? I don't want to do any of the challenge offline if I do a challenge. And then there's this debate, as I said, is it before you fight the Cricketune? Is it before you get Weird Ear? Is it before you do Cleavor? Because if once you beat Cleavor, Distortions unlock, and then you have to include the Distortions thing, so you have to catch and beat Gengars and Steelixes and Onyxes, and all of that just sort of adds up. You'll get your star ratings done very quickly, but when I was watching the person do it, they ended up getting Alpha Shiny Lopunny. So yeah, was that the John Stone's Let's Go one or a different one? I know that John Stone did Let's Go, Professor Oak Shiny only decks, but I know people would do them as well. Like, it is like, it's something that's a very, very big, ambitious project, but you would have to have a lot of time to do it all. You would have to get your roots down to perfection, be patient when things aren't going well. Yeah, because I think he took nearly 18 months doing that Let's Go, because it's like halfway through it, they found out that he was doing it wrong or something, or the shiny hunted method was wrong, so he, if you get what I mean. but Alpha's not as good. I hung on one of the cliffs and bedded. Jumped down into the fighting move with the Sigil, which saved a lot of time helping with leveling. Yes. Yes, that and the Blissey will blitz your levels pretty much. As long as you beat the Blissey once around, you'll have a great time. Did we heal? Yes, we did. I'm probably going to go with the same strat, to be honest, against Penny. We can beat Penny's EVs with what we've got. Don't need to worry too much. Right, we would like to go to the schoolyard. Hopefully this works. Yes. When I do my Nuzlockes, I quite often, if I'm a bit behind or need a couple of levels, I just go and beat Blissey quickly. Golbat's not too bad, is it? Golbat's beat with... I want to say Golbat's beat with an ice move, but it may also be psychic. I think it's more annoying because you've got to beat it with two different moves. But I guess you've unlocked massive mass outbreaks, so that can also help make a lot of them easier. And one of the tactics you could always do is fill your team with rotational Pokemon. Go to a massive mass outbreak and just do each outbreak one at a time, because when you're battling it doesn't eat up the time of the massive mass outbreaks. It's only getting to and from them or trying to catch them. When you're in battle it stops the timer, and then you can look at the dex entries, see what moves you need to beat it with or use against you, etc., and just go in there and just work your way through them slowly. That's kind of what I was doing on my best save, because it's pretty, there's that button that triggers dex entries, so that's why I use Miss Magius a lot, because it has the coverage like mad. I used to keep grass, rock, I want to say ghost and psychic on it, but I might have also had fairy rotation, so I could cover anything I was facing, because it's probably the most versatile Pokemon you will get. One day I will go back to that save. Now I'll do it if I ever do races with people. Right, so she's gonna want to use probably Dark Pulse, but I want to use U-Turn. Baby no eyes, that's fine. That is fine, because I'm running away. Bye-bye. Octeria has good coverage, it has fire, electric, water, ice. Yes, and that's the thing, you'll find some that are just perfect for coverage. And they're the ones you want to keep around as much as possible. This probably has Synchronize, so I don't really want to do anything too dangerous with it. Well, now it decides to use Psychic, of course, but it has no physical attack, so we don't need to worry that much. It survived, of course it survived. Can I take one more Psychic? Hopefully. 1 HP. Look at that for a clutch. Didn't I say this is why Breloom is my friend? It's got friendship mechanic built in now. Charge Beam, Octazooka, Ice Beam. Yeah, so that's a great one to have on your team, because you can use it on everything you meet. We're going to start with just the gold. I want to keep the other one just for a little bit of security. I probably should have used Spore on the Flareon actually, because I probably will go down very quickly in this game. There is another special Pokemon in the game. Wow, I didn't think it would do that. Potter's run out of Ultra Balls. Jolteon. I don't really have anything good for Jolteon. That's my one mistake. I guess we could use... Next, we've got Vaporeon to come still. So we're going to go with this, and we'll just sort of gain some health. It's quite funny that we actually ended up picking this as our starter, this for our team, because somebody requested it, and ever since we've played the game, I haven't seen them in about a week now, and I wasn't ever going to really consider Ceruledge, but it's turned out to be very helpful. That's going to be a hurt, isn't it? There we go. Oh, it's evolved. Well, no, I don't have quick attack. Now we've got to... Yeah, hopefully we all get it. With all of that hassle, it feels like you deserve it. I think I've only got 2. Yes, we all managed to catch it. I don't know what the reward is for getting all the event ones. I'm going to be honest. I haven't really ever studied what you do in this game. I just sort of have it in there so people can have a bit of fun on the side. Because let's face it, people do enjoy that side of the game. Whatever I pick is not going to be great. So we're just going to go with this. Because our last type is a fairy type. So I will probably need to Dynamax against it. Oh yeah, the mobile app version doesn't work too well, does it? From what I remember. I struggle to check even on a desktop, to be honest. Some people have it on, but they don't have the boxes underneath the chat. Let's see, is there a way to check it? No, I don't think there is. No, I don't know. I'm not the most... Oh, I do have U-turn. U-turn will help here. We can beat Leafeon. I can't believe we've nearly gone an hour already. I thought we were going much slower than that. So this is where you put a little bit of a sacrifice rotate into... Well, we'll try our luck with this. It is a fast one. Exeter. Okay, that's going to hurt. I wonder if I'm faster. That's the question. We are. That's good. No, it did survive. Great. You have 67, 20, 11, 10, 5, 10. Fair enough. Well, we're going to have to go to this. It's going to have to pass. Sorry, Braylon. You're not going to love me anymore, but you're going to die. I need as many strong Pokemon in the final as I can possibly get. Especially need this. Because, well, we have Aquajet on this. So we're going to probably start with this. Why not? It'll probably do the work. Aquajet to finish off the Leafeon. And then I'm just going to have to... I might Terra to get the water boost. Because I think Sylveon's going to use a fairy move, isn't it? So that's fine. We can deal with that. Yeah, we'll beat the Sylveon. If we lose our fighting type, we are much more effective. Just don't use close combat. Is that for home or the base game itself? For your shield run through. I always find when I first played it, it was very strange when it comes to the encounters because most are in the wild area and I didn't spend too much time in the wild area. Checking out. Oh yeah, that was my old thing. I need to take that command off. I forgot that was a thing I had on there. That was when we were building the shiny living decks slowly. It's definitely gone up. I'll admit that, but it's not that high. You want to look at the community one. Yes, that's a big help. The thing you've got to remember though is if you want the reward through home, you need to actually catch everything and put it in and out of home from Sword and Shield. It can't be from somewhere else. That's the big thing you've got to remember. It takes so long to do it all. And that's Penny defeated. Right. Easy, easy dubs. Now I do need to put Icicle, what's it called? A different move on one of these. Right, here we go. Let's check what we're facing. So we got a ground one to deal with first. Now, let's see, what do we have? We have sturdy magma armor, water absorb. Okay, so we probably start with the grass. I think Breloom might be kind of best to use. So yeah, so you've got Zacian and Zamazenta, so I even have a shiny of each, but if I transfer them to home, I won't be able to get them and go again. Yes, that's the frustrating thing. I guess it depends if you do battling. If you don't do battling, there's not much point of having them in go anymore, other than just to say you've got them in go. That would be the only thing I would say. But you can't leave them in gyms, can you, anymore? But I guess they might be good for raids. Oh no. So yeah, there's plenty still to be worked on through those games, I guess. Yes, you do have plenty to rotate out as well if you're going to finish it all right. As we said, it's a lot of work to get through all of the dexes. Yeah, so yeah. Like, I've never even attempted a raid for Zamazenta or Zacian. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of the raid system, if I'm honest. Mostly because I was trying to do a Mega Kangaskhan raid with some people with a remote pass, and we were battling away and we just got kicked out, and so I was a bit pissed off. And we were about to beat it. We were literally like one strike away from beating it, and because Kangaskhan is region locked, it was big, so it would have helped my Pokedex. You still need to find the right attacks. They actually started adding different Pokemons from Pokemon Sword and Shield. Yes, I believe I got a Yamper today. Oh, you're on about Sword and Shield to complete some of that. Was that for the shiny Keldeo that you're after, Dragon, there? See, I went out of my way as soon as they announced the free shiny in this game. I went out my way and did the Sword and Shield one first. Yeah. Yeah, so that's why we were doing the Kangaskhan, but it kicked us out, and I was very frustrated because I lost my remote raid pass, and I'll be honest, of all of the time I've had Pokemon Go, I spent a grand total of £5 on it. I don't want to spend on it, I don't think it's worth it. And that was to get the Shiny Mew quest, and then I got stuck when I had to do a trade. So yeah. Well, the best thing to do with the Sword and Shield one is kind of just build one from scratch. That's the easiest way. Instead of over studying it all, just work your way through one. Obviously, I'm guessing you've looked at your home app to see what you're missing, because that'll tell you what you have never put in and what you have, etc, etc. And again, it doesn't include any of the returning legendaries, so that's a good thing. But the other side of the problem is you need both of the horses, both of the new Reggies, and Zacian and Zamazenta, so that's probably the hardest thing to do. Trying to get the exclusives from the other game. Yeah, I've got plenty of spare ones, so don't worry. But the thing is, most of them, when I say spare, I've got ones I still want to keep, but if it's to fill out the Dex entries. Oh yeah, the version exclusive is not a problem. I guess the DLC is, but then, because you've got to put it in and out of home, like, I was doing a bit of this with Boy from Belgium, because he was trying to get the Pokedex complete in home. Is Keldeo just to evolve a Larvesta. Well, you've done a lot better than me. I don't know how well I've done on Unova actually. But Kanto, I still need 2 of the legendary birds and Mewtwo. Kangaskhan, and I think I still need a Tauros, but I may have got one from a raid because they did the Paldean ones, didn't they? So that may have ticked it off. But because I can't get a Kangaskhan, I'm not rushing around to get the other ones. But I've forgotten if they've actually stopped this region locking, because I still think it's stupid to region lock and then not offer trades. That's the thing. That's the key thing. If they're gonna region lock it, fine, but let us do trades in game. Then I would be fine with it, because then it makes sense. I have to make friends with somebody in America to get a Tauros so they can have the Mr. Mime, I think it is. So yeah. Right, so that's this bit done. We'll go and do the Elite Four now. Director's office. The starters won't be too bad once now you can do the breeding and stuff at least. So that won't take too long. And on paper you could just, well, yeah, you've got one of each, haven't you? Like, I guess the minor thing which went a little bit wrong was the fact that you finished the game, so you fully evolved them, so they didn't go in and out of home. Bit like the Paldean ones, I guess. If you put them in and out of home, you wouldn't have needed to breed them all. Just so you can tick off a few marks on the checklist, like the amount of middle evos that I've lost because of it is a problem. That would have been amazing. Like, I do know a few people that have offered to do trades and then realised that it's like the 100-meter thing. Everybody instantly thinks it's just round the corner, don't they? Or you can do it anywhere. What do you want? Is this actually important or not? No, it isn't. Yes, I guess. I shouldn't have probably done that. Most of them you probably can do some bits and bobs with some of the bot raids if you're desperate just to tick it off. That's not really going to be too much of a problem. I struggled because I tried to do it purely from scratch, and one of the things that got me sort of stuck was the game I used, because I've got both, but I only used one of them. I didn't have the item to do the second evolution, so I think I bred it, and then I realised I had to go and do like the Battle League stuff or something like that. Right, and there are people who sometimes change their location. Yes, when I first started looking into trading, I saw that people do that. But then you technically have to give away where you are, and I don't like that. That's why I never went through with it, because I was going to try and trade some of the Galarian birds that I caught, or something like that. To the top of this for certain and get them. I may need to send over Zacian and Namorous on top of it. Yes, yeah. But the silly thing is I don't have a single person I know in real life that plays Go. It's probably because it sort of died out when it first boomed, and then by the time it had died out, that's when they gave us trading. Sadly. So that's why we never really got further into it. I guess, yeah. From what I understood, the shiny ones can't run. I might be wrong of the Galarian birds. I heard somebody say that. I think I've only ever caught the Moltres because I need the Zapdos and Articuno. That's probably why. Are we fully healed? Right, yes we are. We were going to go with a Grass Starter. I was thinking of going with this. So if in go the raid shinies are guaranteed catches, okay. I kind of just wish that there was more of a reward for playing it. I know you can do a bit of walking around and you get something at the end of the week, but the egg incubators are so expensive, and so are the raid passes. I just wish there was a bit of a user-friendly way of doing them. They can run as if you run out of Pokeballs or move far enough away from the encounter. Okay, so at least that's a little bit better than what it used to be. I didn't really, I do, so basically I go for what I would call a casual 30-minute walk to spin some stops, get put in a gym, and then switch the game off for the rest of the day. May check the home spawns and that's it. I don't really do too much when I play the game. Like, I know I'm on level 40, but to get to 41 I need to do 200 catches in a single day. Which I'm a long way off. Even like a Totodile community, I only did like 100, and that was like an hour-long walk. Yes, I got my first Yamper today. I thought it had already been out, to be honest. But I got it the first one today, which was very nice. So I'm going to hopefully cheese this answers. Now, I'm the laziest person with this. Let's see how badly we fail this. Now, I don't use it as much. Like, when I used to do a walking job, I tried to leave it open to hatch eggs before they started making it connected to the natural movement, which was a bit annoying. So, yeah. Let's just go and do this. Yes. Will I get the questions right today? That was the question. Right, let's concentrate because I always get this wrong. Right, sit. Or glide, one of the two. All the badges. Let's see. I rode. I don't think it matters too much. I go to this place, I think. I want to be the champion. Now, I want to find treasure. So I pick this one. That was Katie. Good, got that bit right. And she uses bugs. No. Let's see. Let's get this question right first, and then we'll catch up with chat. We took the duckling. I want to find treasure. If you say this is wrong, I'm going to kick you. Right. That sounds like we got it right. Oh, yes. Okay. Right. There we are. We got it right. Let's catch up. After I changed back to my old work, which I have now, I'm doing weekend days. I forgot commune days are always during the weekend, so I can't even for 3 hours during the EVCom in 2 weekends. It's for both Saturday and Sunday after work both days. Yes. We may get the hat one day, Taco. You were in Tenerife and the Pokestops gyms all along the road and the Ponyta Community Day. Yeah, I don't like the Community Day time window. I'm a big person against it. I think it should be something where you can pick 3 hours, so you switch it on and go, I'm ready to play, and it switches it on. You have 3 hours from that moment to do it, not these are the exact 3 hours, because they're always rubbish times of the day. It's, what is it, 2 o'clock till 5 o'clock or something. It's like the middle of the day, the least time you want to play it. It really frustrates me that it's so locked to a set time. I wish it was just something you could put on for 3 hours, your choice. You can't pause it once you start it, that's your 3 hours. But like you said, if you take 30 minutes to walk to work or something, you could put it on then. You at least get 30 minutes to an hour. You may go a bit earlier. But if you're stuck at the work for those few hours, it's not really fair on people. I just think they should be. I don't really know how to fix it, but I just feel like it's such a bad time. Like, I always personally go for a very early morning walk, so somewhere between like 6:30 and 8, and that's when I'll most play the game. I'm not going to then go back out at 2 o'clock just to get a few spawns. We will wait though, because we have a different hat per character. That's the thing, Taco. We always make sure our characters have some form of hat. It's part of like the on-running joke. We like our starry-eyed bucket hat in this game. And we would like more fancy coloured glasses, which we may do more shopping when we get more money in this game. But we're not ready yet. We still need to finish. You should see the characters in the other games. That's for another day. But how are we? Are we ready for a weekend off racing this weekend? I believe there's a weekend off. See, that's another thing I probably should look at going into getting is the Pokemon Plus. And you want to get all of the shiny Eevees, yeah. Is there all? But have they actually fixed it so you can pick the evolution yet, or not? I thought there was a weekend off the races. I couldn't remember, but I thought I'd ask before saying something like, "There's definitely one." So the camera we'll probably try and put to sleep. Let's try and use one team member per battle today. That could work. We need to travel to 2 hours to go for a family meal, then 2 hours back. That's a long way for dinner, but I guess it's more about seeing the family. I would imagine. Oh no, you woke up, you angry camel. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Oops. Oh dear. Okay, well, we'll use the duck instead. The duck is always helpful. No, we knew Braylon wasn't the best for that battle. Does that mean you're going like Max Verstappen speed instead of Lando Norris speed now then? Yeah, I could imagine that the little one would hate it. I think the big one, the adult ones would hate it as well. I can't stand driving for a long way. I'm one of the people that just... I get very stressed out driving. This could work. We will try biting first. You can do a certain thing where you have to do kind of EV, like walk 10 kilometers. Espeon, and then Umbreon, and then buddies with Sylveon, Glacial, and yeah. So the later Evos you can manipulate to be what you would like, but the yeah, the what I would call the main ones you have to do some more work with as such. Like the fire, water, and electric, you sort of roll the dice and hope for the best. Yeah, we're definitely a bit too high a level for this battle. If you've not used the name trigger flare and Johnson, then you've got to pray. Yeah, that pings. I guess the other way to get the one you want, again, this goes down to if you use them in game. If you don't use them in game, you could just trade it to one of the other games and then use the correct stone, I guess. That would work. But I could be wrong. Oh, wow. That seems like a lot more work than I want it to be. No worries. Hopefully you can sleep through the journey. I'm stuck on level 40, so don't worry. I did only just realise there were these mad little side quests you had to do as well. But I'm nowhere near finishing level 40, so don't worry. Okay. Made green pesto pasta, so he's best like it. Well, he probably will, but probably doesn't know the difference, does he yet? He's not a fussy pot. Not yet. Not until you buy him a Tottenham kit and say, come and support a champion team. Oh dear. We had to go there. We did. But still. Are you happy that you got a buy in the first round of the fixtures this season? That's the better question. It could be a Liverpool fan, but no, it's one of these like North London minor teams that think they're special, and I don't know. Okay, you have an elephant, and I need to heal. Right, we did have some revives. I didn't bring in enough revives, did I? Bit naive. We'll use this, and use a second one. Why not? Probably not worth it. Right, so you are still. So I would like to use you, to be honest. Yeah, there's a difference between being the champions of England and the champions of Europe. That's the way we've got to remember it. It is fun being a banter football fan, isn't it? Oh dear. Right, let's go and beat Penny then. It doesn't matter. Like PSG finished 15th in the Champions League table, I believe, and they still won it. And they went and lost to, I think they lost to Inter Miami last night. No, they lost to the Brazilian team, PSG, in the World Club Championship yesterday. Well, we finished in the top 17. because that's the important thing. But our chairman says he wants to win the league. So there is that. And apparently that's his goal. Right, we picked this purely so we could hurt the elephant. There we go. Elephant down. Now we start the season with a big 6-pointer to survive relegation. Bronzor, that's not too bad actually. Almost got relegated. The only thing I will say that I think is a bit misleading, and it's also defending Man U. I don't think we were ever in danger of being relegated. So I kind of think we didn't put as much desperation into the league as we probably would have if it was closer, if the bottom three weren't that bad. I could see, like, the problem with the Danish league is, don't the Danish league play at a different time in the season, if I'm not mistaken? They play through the summer, don't they? Or is that just the Scandinavians? I'm not quite sure. But I guess there's not as much money in the Danish league. Which is strange considering they have won the Euros, which is better than England have ever done, let's put it that way. Let's not forget that, give them credit where it's due. And they had such a good team in the 90s as well. They probably... Oh, did you knock yourself out? Yes, you did. Okay, so you are pretty much the same as the rest of Europe. Yeah, it's pretty much the same as Europe. I get confused with some of the leagues, because some leagues start like March and play through to around November-ish, don't they? This has Sturdy, of course. Did Copenhagen win again? That sounds like the team that normally wins. We're just going to use this in case we need PP for the next battle. But again, with the new Champions League system, it does give the countries that wouldn't be considered a proper chance. So the next season, Denmark, is July 18th. So it's about a month. But then do you have a winter break in Denmark? Unlike England. I thought Rosenborg were Norwegian. I might be wrong there. This all become... Because that's probably what the smart countries do. Like England kept trying this winter break where they gave them a week off in the middle of February, split the league in half, but it never really happened. And then because of like the World Cups and stuff, it just never happens anymore. Okay, so that one wasn't too difficult. I must put Ice Spinner on something though. Probably Quaquavel. For the next battle. We'll get rid of probably Aqua Jet. It's not a problem, yeah. Last year, FCM or called that team, I can never pronounce how you say it. But this season they just ended Copenhagen with just 1 point over them. Fair enough. They've had a championship manager legend. I've forgotten who it was, or he might still be there. I always remember signing someone from that club, but I can't remember if he's still there now. Because back in the day, it used to be like there was like a glitchy player played in the Championship Manager called Mad Torry. I don't even think it was a real player, because like back then the scouts used to put themselves into the games, and he was like a broken striker, because like the Scandinavian region was always broken. It was really weird back in the old days of Champ Mal, because the scouts would over compensate the players to be the best ever. Can we remember an ice move? That would be a good start. You can't. Okay. We'll teach you one. And we were going to go Ice Spinner because it's the most sensible one. We don't really need Aqua Jet here because I think we'll be fastest. And we can beat Larry. Don't need to worry about Larry. Because I'm guessing you get one guaranteed Champions League spot, or do you have to qualify for that one spot? That's the bit that I always think is very, very harsh. I think every league's domestic champion should be put in the Champions League in Europe. I don't really care if it's the Andorran champions. They should go straight into the league. It's every team that doesn't finish top or gets the champions mark should have to do the qualifying. Yeah, I could see that being... The thing is, because there's not much money in the league, I guess you end up being like the victims of your own success at the end of the day. As soon as one of your players becomes remotely good, they just pick them up and buy them. They offer them more money than they could ever get. And that's the sad side of the football nowadays. Oh, that's not nice, is it? Right, so we'll just continue using Ice Spinner. I think we'll knock it out. It's not quad weak, is it? We still remember the icon that was Nicholas Bentner. Did not think I would die to one brave, but it was a crit. Of course it was a crit. Okay, we'll work through this one, I think. At least the star up to die too. They should have the chance against the Scottish side. Well, did you see Tottenham against Rangers? That's the better question. Did you see how that went? Right, so I knew that he was going to go for the Oricorio, which is why we went with this. I want to probably bring back the Quaquavel. I probably need this more than the Zerark. Yes, that's not great, but we can take some damage, not a problem. Don't really mind, like it's pretty much here to probably die. Okay, it does a lot more damage than I thought it would. T-Lens. What does that do? It confuses me. Oh, great. But we've done the thing we need to do, and that's get our other one back. You could look at it that way, yes. I think it's a lot more competitive than most people think, though. We can definitely swap back into it. It's going to be faster than Altaria. So usually the Danish team make it through, but gets hit out some early. Well, with the new Champions League, at the least you get, is it the 8 or 10 games? If you can get to that big league section now, instead of being given, like, not in a disrespectful way, given pot 4 and you could end up facing Real Madrid, let's say Arsenal, because they won't be in the top pot, and then someone else who's done a lot better. So I don't know, say Borussia Dortmund, they're usually in pot 3 for some reason. And then you sort of get just messed around and you don't really stand a chance. But with this new system, I like it. You get a lot more random games to play, so you're guaranteed to make some money at the lower level of Europe. Yeah, 1 year lost to Man U in the Champions League, and then that was the end of the road. Yeah, that must have been one of the qualifying rounds, I imagine. I think that's how it used to work, these horrible qualifying rounds, which I still don't think, if we're being honest, the team in 5th or 4th should even be in the Champions League from any of the major leagues. It's not fair. My controversial feeling is the Champions League should be for the winner of the league, the winner of the Domestic Cup, and the winner of the Domestic League Cup, and then Champions League winner, Europa League, and even the Conference League winner should go in it. I don't think it should include 2nd, 3rd and 4th. It never should have. I know we used to boast when we came 4th and got in, but it wasn't really fair. You know, at least we beat Lowry. That was the important thing. Lovely. It could be worse though. You could be Auckland and get beat like 10-0 by Bayern Munich. Because the World Club Championship has an amateur team in it who had to pay their own way to get there as well, which is insulting. Oh, it would last. That's why they've changed the system a lot more, so you get fancier games, shall we call it, with this new league table. Well, the table itself turned out to be relatively pointless because Liverpool won it. I think, if I'm not mistaken, like Arsenal were 2nd or 3rd, and maybe Real Madrid were right up there. No, Real Madrid were nearly out. There was another big team that went out quite early in the top 3. And PSG came 15th or 16th in it and only qualified on the last day. And then they had to do the extra game to get through to the final lot. So it's good from a neutral point of view. It's good if you are a smaller nation because you get to have 4 probable big home games, which are going to be massive for your backing, your banking and stuff. Even the away games is really good with the new system. It's just the league is a bit pointless by the end of it, to be honest. Nothing really comes from it, however good or bad you are. So that's the other way of looking at it. Right, Hansel is just dragons, right? We should be relatively fine with just dragons. Do you learn a fairy move just as a bit of a backup? You do learn play rough. I thought you did. We're just putting this in over bite for this battle. And that'll do. We probably just want to use the ice move, to be honest. Like the Europa League was just as bad, like by the end of it, like the top 8, we drew games we should have won. Like I think we played Galatasaray and they had something like 30 shots against us and won 2-1 or drew 2-2 with us, and we had like 2 shots. So yeah. Yeah, that's why I really like the new style of it. And the other big plus is the teams don't drop into the Europa League as well. Like they used to always just drop in. It used to be Seville's way that they won it back to back to back. So there isn't actually a way anyone can win the Europa League or the Conference League back to back anymore. So that's a big thing. The Champions League, maybe. I don't know. We've only been to the final once. Didn't do very well. Well, it was a bit of a dire game, to be honest. Not because we lost it, so I think even the Liverpool fans thought it was a rubbish game of football. Decided on a moment of controversy as well, because of course it was. Why not? The shell bell doesn't work as well as I thought it did. True, I used to be always 3rd place in qualifiers. Yeah, that was the thing. Like, and I think a lot of people complained about it, and that's why it doesn't give the smaller nations much of a chance. Why? I thought this was shiny for a minute. It has Thunderbolt. Excuse me. Who said you could have Thunderbolt? Yeah, so it is designed. Like, the big boys are going to complain because they say they have too many games. But the smaller countries, like look at Celtic, they got so many more games out of it. I think they got through the large league, so they managed to bag themselves an extra 2 games as well, which was also pretty big. For a place like Celtic, it's huge. And this hasn't really turned into much of a challenge. Now, whatever you do, remind me to switch it to mute when we finish the game. Because I know that we will get copyrighted for the end song. Oh no, it survived. A Morlul. We do like a shiny shit on it. We survived. We're alive. We're going to throw an Aqua Step in. It should knock it out, but it will give me the pace over the Baxcalibur. It's going to be harder to beat the final thing, but we get through it. Well, I actually thought it was much later than that in the time-wise. Well, that's... right, let's just do this quickly while we're in the Adlands. This is on mute, that's fine. We'll continue with these on. There we go. Right. Close that. Because I know he's going to Terra, and he'll knock me out if he gets a hit on me, which is fine. I'm not too worried. So I've got the play rough, and both of the starters are really fast. Yes, lovely. Yeah, you just have to make sure, if we do finish Area 0, I need to make sure we end the recording before the end song. Otherwise we won't be able to put it on YouTube. Or just pause it. I might have to pause. I think the goal will be to get to the end credits, and then we should look to end there today. Probably try to play rough. That seems to be the most sensible plan, really. So, I keep forgetting that the Masquerado was traded to us by Liam, who sent us the other 2 starters. Now I could switch the mute on, but it also depends on time. It would be quite nice that everyone can listen to the song on stream. Like, it's not a problem on stream, it's only a problem on the recording. That's the problem. I don't think it should ever be copyrighted. It's like, it's in the game. If it's in the game, it shouldn't get copyrighted. But it will. I've had enough hassle with some of my the TCG packet ones that I used to do to some of, like, just root music when we open the packs. That annoyed me a lot, getting them copyrighted and then having to then re-edit them all with some rubbish music that I didn't really like, if I'm honest. But it was fine. It was fine. We got through it. But yeah, so we've got to beat Gita, Nimona, and then we'll go into Area 0. I think we're at such a high level, we should be pretty good. Let's have a quick glance at Gita's team. It is Espathra to start things off. Okay, so Espathra, we got a dark type, fine. Go-Goat, we got a fire type. Veluza, we've got a dark and a grass type. Avalugg, we will just use fire. King Gambit is very weak to fighting, and her ace is a rock type, so we've got water. Yeah, so she's pretty easy, to be honest. She's got a lot of the same weaknesses in that team. But we want to start with you, and we want to give you the dark move back. We don't need... We give it Night Slash for Play Rough. We don't need Play Rough for this battle. Right, let's go. You could try look up some non-copyright music, then play it whilst muting the copyrighted stuff. I know against what you want to do. I get it. It's just a pain all around, really. But the thing is, I was probably going to end it finishing there, because then the next time we're on this game, we can pretty much go straight into the shiny hunting stuff. That's the thing. Like we've been going what, an hour and a half ish. It'll probably take that much time to finish Area 0 because it's so slow and boring. If we're honest, that's what I'm looking at time-wise. Like Nemona's easy to beat. This one should be easy, especially with how over-leveled this is. Not pretty on the lighting there, but but at the end of the day, if I do not necessarily press the end stream button, I can just press end recording. Then we can just do the wrap up and look to raid someone then. That makes sense. That's kind of what we'll listen to the song, don't worry, we'll talk through the song. Cheerio will be dancing in the background and we'll get on with it. I don't think Cheerio knows the song at the end, which she will when she hears it. But I don't know if she knows it's in this game. Go, go, pop. Thought that could have done a bit more. Could have done a bit more. We will go with this. It's going to take a hit, but whatever. I don't know, Dragon, are you going to try and take part in Dorcas's Shiny Hunt Bingo Erase thing today? I believe it's about 4 o'clock, maybe 5 o'clock our time. But it's to celebrate 3 years affiliate. Thank you, Shirio. You'll like the song at the end. I know you know the song, but I don't know if you know it's at the end of the game. That's what I mean by it. But it'll get copyrighted. Yes, there's quite a few odd events on today, really. Well, I say odd, like a lot of things going on, not that they're odd. I use the term odd as a few different things going. Now this is a perfect example of the text not being pretty on the Switch too. Oh, I don't know. I had some Pokemons at home begin made to feel like I can't do stuff at the moment, which helps me keep my sanity. I don't know how I had some problems at home, but I think I get that. Yeah, I can get it. It just is frustrating when things are not going like how you would imagine them. Things not working and getting frustrating. Oh, well, I hope we'll find out in about an hour. I think that's how long it'll take to get there. Oh, you went for this. I do have Mac Punch, so it's not the end of the world. I actually thought you were going to go for something else. It is very hard to read the text, I'm not going to lie. Wow. Like, it's a bit horrible, really. With the glaring white on the floor. The loser this time, that's why we came out with this. I wanted to use Giga Drain. I know I'm weak to it, but I kind of miss the days when you had what you would call like proper blocks of text. What you have like on the Game Boy versions. I wish these would do it a bit more. It's trying to be a bit more less invasive, I guess. But it just doesn't really work on this game, to be honest. Bye, Breloom. Sadly, Breloom didn't make it. I could have easily swapped to this. we'll just use this. Why not? That sounds like an age, somebody not understanding how modern world is, if that makes sense. Everyone's just sort of used to everyone being more outside the box rather than being connected to people online. That's the thing, and the thing is, the online thing's the thing that's making you feel better and actually helping you express everything, which is what I found quite a lot now. Just because it wasn't an old way of doing things, the new way is actually better. Like, you get a chance to meet people, do things. Yeah, people just like to hold things over people. That's the sad thing with everything. Everybody's always wrong. That makes sense. And nobody really wants to, like, accept that people can have different ways to deal with things to make them feel better. Like your situation, if you weren't on the laptop, what would you be doing? That's the other way of looking at it. So they need to look at it that way. What would you be doing? Walking around out in the road aimlessly, or sat in there doing nothing, twiddling your thumbs? Like, that's the thing people don't quite understand with how important the communication through laptops can be, or phones, whichever people use. So that's why I always sort of look at it differently nowadays. Like, as long as somebody is happy with what they're doing and they're not doing anything like to hurt someone or illegal, let them enjoy it. Because at the end of the day, that bit of life they're enjoying is going to make them feel better each day. If you tell them the one thing they enjoy is bad and isn't good enough, then what do? Nothing. And that's worse, because then your mind plays tricks on you and you get paranoid and you're thinking and thinking and thinking. It's horrible. That's the way I've sort of looked at things for a long time recently. And that's what they need. That's why it's so difficult to really understand. Some people think you can just walk into a business and, have you got a job? Yeah, come on, have a go. It ain't work like that. That's the biggest challenge to it all, really. You never really get that chance to open up and that's the other side. No, it's not just that you're frustrated as much as they are, if that makes sense. That there might not be something coming out of all of the work you're doing, like going through all of the job websites. It's very painful, very frustrating. It gets very annoying doing it on repeat, and I know the feeling. And it's like, I could sit here and go, why can't I find something? Or I could go and do something, try something new. When I don't ever expect to make big money or anything. At the end of the day, I've made some money doing this, just not enough to change anything. And that's the thing people need to understand. That people are always going to be trying something different. Yep. And then most of the time they don't really care what you apply with. They just have an algorithm that puts people out with some rubbish that you're either too old or not enough experience. They're the two words that are the funniest, or / most frustrating. Okay, here we go, Nimona. Let's do this. But that's where it's like very difficult, because as I said before, like it doesn't help that all the companies have decided that they don't want many staff members. Like you just look in the UK recently, Poundland's decided to get rid of 68 stores, making about 1,000 people unemployed. So it's not like it's one thing or the other. So boo, boo. And then the real harsh reality of it all is even like a shelf stacking job can barely afford a place to live either. Even with support, it's just not really a reality anymore. And that's probably the worst thing about it all. You can work a good 30-40 hours, get abused because that's all that happens now in a shop. People want something and then take it out on the staff members. Oh, you went for stealth rocks. Interesting decision. So that's the silly thing. This bit has a pop-up, but in the battles it's just stuff I can't read. Stone Edge actually hit. Wow. But at least we got all our health back for this one. So she'll probably send out Gudra next, maybe? Yes, Gudra, because it's got Sap Sepper. So we have to take a little bit of chippy damage here. And we go for an Icicle Spin. That's going to be the next option. Right. We'll get a nice spin. So between yesterday and today, so 3 applications to agencies, send an email to another asking CV upload. Keep an eye on Indeed, still waiting to hear back about CV upload. Let's see, anything on Indeed and how to limit jobs I could afford to apply on. Yes, I could apply for due to travel and having to work around everyone else. Well, yeah, that sounds like the frustration part of it. Like, I don't know what these agencies are like, to be honest. Like, tried them and they say they'll put you through to someone and then they just never hear back. So I've done that one before. What is good against this? Not really much that I have. Guess you're gonna have to do. And then, like, Indeed is very frustrating. Like, you apply for something and they turn around and say no, and then about a day later the same job comes up. It's like, well, you didn't even give me a chance. How do you know I'll be bad at the job? That's the other side of it. It is now pure fighting, so it should be a lot weaker. Like, this isn't much help for the rest of the battle anyway. Wow, it has Ice Punch. Did not realise that. Look, I've been through. I tend to look at Indeed morning and evening. They're my 2 main slots I use. I try not to do it too much or I'll just be driving myself insane. I look at the last 24 hours as such. Oh, the earthworm knocked me out. Okay. Okay, let's see. And that's the family saying you're not doing what you're supposed to, right? I'd have the last week. So I tend to just look at the last 24 hours because it's much more trimmed round what I'm looking for. But then I get put off by certain things like evenings, weekends. or every weekend and stuff, and dealing with people. No, that's going to be something I have to deal with eventually, but having worked in a place where you had to talk to people all the time, I just can't be bothered with it anymore. You do everything you're meant to and you just get dumped out the door. It's not ready for me. I'm going to put this to sleep, because this could be a bit more annoying. But it is only a Duns pass. Means I can't really do too much to it. I've only got Mac Punch, which won't do too much, but if it lets me swap to the Quackquavel, or knocks Breloom out, then I can go to Quackquavel. I'm not too worried. Good. We got all of them, and she has a Skeledirge to end things off. Which is slow as they come, so that's not a problem. Oh no, I did want to swap them. Wrong button. But we'll put it to sleep then. That might be a good idea. Then we can swap. We'll probably swap into something a bit weaker, because we know she terrors. We'll actually go straight into Quackquavel after this run, because it won't wake up first turn. Then if I terror, I can do the big damage. Let's see. Yes, we will then go to Quackquavel. Okay, it's taken a bit of damage, but I can terror into Aqua Step. Not a problem, because it should not wake up first time. If it does, then we'll have to go for Golduck. What? You woke up first turn? I hate you so much. Why did this happen? Okay, we took that quite well actually. I'm gonna do this so I hit a bit harder. So after asking to leave so I can get changed, relax before I go to sleep. That sounds like the frustration that a lot of people are going through. Like, the government says there's lots and lots of jobs out there and they don't take into the account of people's living situations and what they have to go through each day. And that's where it all gets really backfired on people. Because not everybody has the luxuries of going to do one of the alternative hours and then they get told that they need to get some sort of sleep. Like at my old place they used to do something where the night crew would work 4 nights a week, but then somebody said, oh, it'd be a good idea if we just do 5 nights, and then suddenly the night crew are working slightly shorter, so they used to start at 7 till 7 4 times a week, but they changed it till 10 till 7 5 nights a week. But then the night crew never got a day to reset. That makes sense, because like when you finish the 5th day, the idea is you don't go to sleep, and then you then go to your natural sleeping progression, but you only get 2 days and then you've got to go straight into it, and it completely breaks your cycle. At least with the 4 day you get a day to recover, a day to go and relax, but they didn't really understand it and all the night crew ended up quitting. Yeah, and even if you had access to buses, they usually don't run very reliably in the evenings and very early mornings either. Well, I know that there was something I did try to do, and it was a place where on paper I could have driven to, but there was nowhere to park the car unless I paid, which was a bit stupid, because that was like an hour's pay to park the car. There was no bus route there. So, didn't really get very far with that one. Alright, I think I have to go and speak to Clavell again. Oh no, yes. Now we can go and do the Area Zero stuff. My plan is to run as fast as I possibly can through this. I really don't need to play through the story. Right, head to the Zero Gate. Okay. Don't need to see Clavell. I've done it all already. It's because sometimes I do the Clavell stuff at the end. Well, I do all of them and then go and see what Clavell wants. Didn't unlock it, so... rotate between 6 AM, 2 PM and 2 PM. Which some ways ain't bad, but I still need to sleep, and if I had to work the next day and the day after. Well, legally you're meant to have at least 11 hours between each shift, which some people don't quite understand in a business owner's point of view, but they're meant to give you some time. I think it depends what you're doing as well, like, but they shouldn't. I thought it was 11, but because the idea is that you need to be able to have some time to sleep, let alone have some time to do something of your own time. Okay, we're going to go this way into the gate, I guess. But I could be wrong though. I think that was what one of my arguments about messing me around once was. It may be more driving for drivers. They need to have at least 11 hours. But then some companies don't understand that. You would finish a shift and had to be in for... Yeah, that seems very questionable, to be honest. They may have even changed it more recently. But they should never have asked you to be in at 7 o'clock in the morning. That's... One, it's inconsiderate. If they did want you to do overtime, they should have done 9 o'clock. Because they have to take into account that you need to get home after an 11 o'clock finish and be there at 7 o'clock. So you could have to take half an hour to an hour to travel. Just say... Yeah, that just sounds like a warehouse trying to take advantage of people, to be honest. But if we say you took an hour to get to and from the said job, first of all, you may want something to eat after a shift. But then you would want breakfast before the shift. So then you would have to be up even earlier, so you wouldn't get any sleep. So that's questionably illegal. But then it's also more not considerate. That's what's a bad manager, really. That's what you would consider an extremely bad manager, trying to treat someone like that. Like, they should never expect you to finish that late and be in that early the next morning. Not in... And even if that was what they got told they needed someone to cover, they should be asking other people before you're the... Like, you would be the absolute last resort, and it would be an option, not you're doing it overtime. That's the thing. Yeah, when it's overtime, it's all optional anyway. Overtime should only ever be optional. They can guilt you into it, but it's at the end of the day, it's not your problem. It's their problem they didn't get enough people in. That's the harsh reality to it. If they had given you proper shifts, then you would be able to sit down and say that's not acceptable. Or you're like, I want to finish 2 hours early than the day before. Or something like that. But Yeah, they're the sort of contracts they're trying to make illegal. A bit like what Sports Direct do, those 0 hour ones then. But they cannot legally be, like, again, it's down to a bad manager. No manager in their right mind should be even considering asking someone to do those sort of shifts. That's the thing. That's why there's a lot of bad managers out there that know how to kiss some ass of the people above them. That's the horrible side to it. I think my Ultra Balls aren't working. I should actually check what we've got to face in here. I do have this even planned out. Because, yeah, I'm a mad pan. So we faced a ice water type first. Probably use Quick Quackle for, no, it's got freeze dry. What could we use? We'll probably just use this. Right, let's go. Well, technically 0 contract hours are going to be, or should be, being made illegal because it's not fair that somebody, like, say you went and got a job and they said, here's a 0 hour contract. It's like, yes, I've got a job, but I don't know when I'm going to work. Like, you could work 4 hours one week, then they say, oh, we need you for 30 the next week. And you're like, oh, that's enough. If I get 30 hours, I can then put down a deposit to rent somewhere. Then the week after, it's like, we only need you for 4. And that's where it's impossible to live off a 0 hour contract because you don't know what you're doing each week. That's why they want to make them illegal, because you are tying someone down to a contract where they expect you to drop everything and go to work when they want you to, but they're not telling you, giving you enough money to survive on, which is also saying you cannot go and apply or can't have another job on the side. So even if you got offered 8, 10, let's say 16 hours, and they're like, we need you to work Monday and Tuesday, you're like, okay, I'll do that. But outside of that, when it comes to Wednesday to Sunday, you could go and apply for another job, and they could be another 16 hours somewhere else. And that's perfectly fine, because you know which days you're going to be needed. But the 0 hour ones, they are the very questionably illegal ones, because the other side of it is you don't have holidays. That's the thing. I know, I understand that you want, I was just explaining the 0 hour thing, for example. At least if there was an option for 2 days full time, guaranteed those 2 days of the week, you can then also look, you can then spend the other 5 days looking for something with a couple more hours, and you could balance 2 jobs that are over 4 days as such. So say it went up to 32 hours, but you would know which days they were. There wasn't this, I could have one day and nothing the next. That's what I mean by it. Not that. Like, there was one I saw that was for a 4 hour job. It's like, why are you even advertising for 4 hours? Who's going to apply for that? Like, what is the actual point? It'll cost more to get the bus there and back than it's actually worth at the end of the day. But then I also think every citizen should be entitled to a minimum of 2 free bus journeys a day. That makes sense. None of this like £6 to get there and then you'll get paid £12. And well, there's also like this conspiracy theory that a lot of companies are just putting out applications so people fill them in so they get data to sell. That's a funky conspiracy going round. It's a bit weird, but it's what people were saying, so we'll believe it for now. Now this might actually be a bit harder than normal with the added spawns. So I don't think I can catch anything. But we'll get down to the stations. I don't know if I can run into stuff. It's very complicated because if you're doing Nuzlocke, this is even more of a nightmare. But yeah, we'll get through this bit. But because of the struggles, that's kind of why I've pushed through to do a lot more of these. Well, as I said, I'm not ever in a position to make enough. I can make something, and if we keep building, we can make more. That's kind of why we've pushed for it. Like, when it comes to the equipment, I already had a mic and a camera. I already had a capture card because I was going to do this beforehand anyway. Like, the only thing I've actually bought was a USB hub and a light. So that's the other way of looking at it. So they're either 6 to 2, 2 to 10, 9 to 5, or rotating. So I don't quite get how all that works with agencies, if I'm honest. Like, because like the only time we've ever really dealt with agencies was drivers, if need be, with the old job, because they needed to be able to drive the bigger lorries and such, rather than just the general vans, and you needed an extra license for that. When it came to people in the store, they never went agency. But then you also have to question the company that has to then go crying for an agency to fill in their gaps when they could probably just hire someone. If we're being honest. I couldn't get there in the early start, and the late finish would be risky for travellers, so we could only get 9 AM guarantee. It is strange that the local area doesn't run the buses, but then 10 o'clock is quite late. If it was like 8 o'clock, I would still expect them to run relatively similar. But then I know my own itself. I go to the sort of town just one over. I can get a bus from my house to there. And if I stay out past 8 o'clock, I can't get that same bus home. Which is weird, to say the least. So yeah, I get why it's a bit frustrating with. But then I don't think businesses should be using agencies. They should just hire enough people. Just even if it's the basic laboury jobs. Like, I can understand a specialist being an agency because you don't want to hire someone to cover a holiday or something. But if it's just doing basic warehouse work, you have to train them to do it. So you're wasting so much time training them, and then you only need them for a day. I used to have a bus, but the one I just mentioned I couldn't find info on. Fair enough. Button. Press the button. Go to the Zero Lab. I kind of messed up the first encounter, didn't I? I thought it was going to be a iron bundle. Welcome in, Wolfie. How are you today? We are nearly finishing the story. We've been taking a long time. I am good, thank you. Hopefully you're not too tired though. Too much Fortniting. I keep missing your Friday stream as well. Why have you not been doing the UK time friends one? So I always wake up and look at the emails, and at 1 o'clock in the morning it says Wolfie went live. It's like, okay. That isn't much help. That is just a normal one, yeah. Bit paranoid I missed a shiny. And as we said, that's the problem with a lot of it is everybody thinks everyone can just drop everything, go and do the job, and not worry about how they get there and back. It just takes a lot out of everything for everyone involved. Slide down the hill, because we are playing cool borders now. Right, we'll go and find Iron Bundle. This really doesn't look very nice. I think my laptop screen just cannot handle colour. I should really try them the other way around, but I'm pretty sure the other one would blow up trying to play a game like this. Oh dear. Maybe we know. I tried putting the resolution much lower on the Switch for this run. It doesn't seem to have messed up too much. It doesn't look as good as the 4K that we could have. Maybe one day we'll have to get a proper monitor. Maybe that will be the solution. Yeah, so I was just saying, that's the thing with a lot. They just expect you to be able to come and go. Like one of the most interesting things I had found was, so there's Brewdog in my town, and they were hiring, and they actually offer £5 travel home money, or travel or towards your expense to get home after, I think it was 11 or 12 o'clock at night. Well, at a cinema, they expect you to be willing to work till 3 o'clock in the morning. And the thing is, there's no way of getting a bus home at 3 o'clock in the morning, and they don't offer you somewhere to park a car. So what do you expect? And then can you get home safely? It's like, well, I could park my car, but that would be nearly £11 for the day, which is the first hour of your work, is being able to get home safely, which is a bit outrageous, really. So yeah, that's kind of some of the frustrations that you can sort of see with where people, like companies, don't think enough outside the box, but others do. But considering somebody who goes to the cinema, reviews movies, fills out the whole application, says they can work all days, every day, and they don't even offer you an interview, which is kind of funny. It's like you're like the perfect person to work there, but that's, but even walking distance is walking through the town centre at night, which is not something that you would ever want your staff to do at that time of morning. And that's the other side. The £5 thing means that you can sort of maybe get the taxi to, like, if you think there's 4 of you finishing at that time and you all live the same sort of direction, then you have £20 for a taxi, which isn't actually that bad. And even if you have 2 of you, £10 a taxi may cost 12 to 15, so that's the other side of it. So it does sort of add up. I think it's kind, and then like, even if you parked your car there, the person you give a lift home could give you the £5 as such, because that could help cover the parking and stuff like that. Little things like that, but if you think about it that way, so it's not like you're getting free money. You're best, but that's just an example of one that does it. The other bars, as far as I know, don't do it. It's just that one, but then the owner's a bit questionable anyway, from what I've seen. So it's very, very complicated to really go through them all. But yeah, that's kind of what I've seen in all my times. I want to do a sort of job, you know, when you have writing to answer to help things or such, like my phone doesn't work, or I would like to fix something on my phone. If that makes sense. So not a chatbot, but be the human that they're talking to. That's what I would like to do. Not phones, but writing. Because that can be done from home. Is one you would probably push for people to do from home as well, if we're honest. So there, that's kind of what I would want to do if I could get one that way. But that's more because I don't think I can handle some of the more physical jobs anymore because of the injuries I've got from the old jobs. So that's the other side of it. But it's very complicated, really. Like, I think that we've created such a divide in society that there are all these sort of con artists who say they're this and say they're that, and overcharge for simple things. And then, like, the person that goes and does something for 40 hours gets the minimumest of wages and is doing 3 or 4 people's work. You don't know if you would like it because a set of things would need to be trained in physical places doing. Everywhere you would, whatever you do, they'll probably have to train you from the ground up, whatever role you pick or get picked for. They're not going to just throw you in the deep end because they've got to go through all of these nonsense stuff to say that you can do all these things. You'll probably spend the first 2 days just filling out forms and watching videos. When need to be trained where a physical place is doing it makes it, yeah. And it's more one of them where when you do most of those phone call text things, you have a pretty basic template you have to go through, and it's pretty much just a copy and paste. There isn't, like, you don't have to think too much outside your box. You kind of go through, is this right or wrong, yes or no, and if you press no, then it gives you the next set of questions. And oh yeah. It's more like when I've used some of the more official ones. So the phone company that I'm with, I would like to do it through the texting on the computer rather than on the phone, but they don't really give you that option anymore. And it can sort of get a bit frustrating that they don't give you that option. Thought that would have done a bit more, but I think he's got Fire Fang, hasn't he? Yeah, what you did. Yeah, like the live assistant stuff. Because at the end of the day, there is this big encouragement for companies to push for people to work at home. And because like, at the end of the day, it's completely pointless someone travelling to do something they just can do in their own comfort. They have to clock in to do it. They have to be doing it so you can see that they're doing it. You can check all their conversations. It's not like they're just winging a wage off you. If you're not on there, then they can ask the question. You have to make yourself available. It's much more relaxed. Thank you for the alert, Greaves. Once you get your own place, it wouldn't be so bad, but at the moment it would be. I was just saying what would be a perfect one for me at the end of the day. That means Grimsy's live. Not yet. Not yet. But then, like, if we go to like the dream scenarios, I would have loved to have done more writing stuff. I get the endless press stuff. Do you want to review this movie? Yes, I'll review it. And well, it's not them that should ever pay you. Nobody wants to pay you for a review unless it's something big and you're perfect at English or writing. So there are a lot of jobs that would have been around before that are non-existent. And that is kind of scary. That's the way to look at it, to be honest. So yeah, we still work around it, like we can get through it all. So yeah, we'll just do our thing. When things turn around, they'll turn around and we'll never wonder why we wondered about any of it, right? That's probably the best way to look at it sometimes. Oh yeah, that's very difficult, especially in this modern society. Most businesses are just better to be online anyway. Like, I know you did a bit of a flip on that card, that Pokemon card you had. Like, I guess there's potential if you did feel comfortable trying to flip cards on eBay. It's difficult, but if you could work around it, get it to be something you could look into. Well, it's more just getting the appeal to what you're trying to sell, but you know what I mean. Like, the idea would be if you could get a cheap selection of someone looking to sell and see if you could transfer it to some way to make double it. Yes, it's going to take a long time, but people have done it. Because at the end of the day, you've only got to be good at doing a photo and writing some description. At the end of the day, if you could do one, like say you did sell that card for, I don't know, £20 profit, you could then take that £20 and buy £20 worth of somebody else, and not just be one card, buy 5 cards, and then if you make £10 on each card, you suddenly got 50, and then you could invest 50 into something new, and so on. It's very hard work, but oh yeah, that side is. But then again, if you're playing it by you've got the cards that you want to get graded, if you do make the profit of £20 and it's £5 per card, send 4 cards off. £20 is being invested, and then you could sell them for the graded price rather than the natural price. And then you could always take a percentage of what you then sell that for to be for the next set of graded cards. If that makes sense. It's a lot, as we say, there's so much work behind it all. Like, that's why so many people do the proverbial term side hustle, where they buy stuff, flip it, and move on with it. That's what they all try to do, isn't it? The old side hustle. But then that comes down to the fact that some things are a lot more expensive than they should be. And people can take advantage of people willing to pay more. Yeah, it's very, very controversial, shall we say, when you break it all down. But people just get used to it, don't they? After a while, they just do what they want, take advantage of everyone. If they can, they will. And that's the sad side of it. Right, we got to do a bit of dodging because everything, more spawns makes this bit actually a bit harder. If I sold about 7 a week, I would need to constantly find spaces in graders to send them. Yes, but then you could do, but once they're graded, that's where your profit comes from. So you could get away with not doing as many, if that makes sense. Or you see one not in the best of condition and maybe just sell them. Like, again, one of the things I said could be to invest in more cards. You could pick out 10 that would be great for grading, 10 that could be good for doubling the money you spent on them, maybe tripling without a grade, but not going to get too much if they're graded, and just sell them again. Do bundles and stuff, but again, it's all about how confident you are selling on eBay, really. But then it's also how real were the cards, and yeah, it's a very, very, very risky sort of play. But as you said, a business of your own, that's where you sort of start now. Like, not many businesses are brick and mortar; they're all about online stuff. Well, there's no harm in putting it on there because, one, you could get a local seller, so then you don't have to pay for postage and packaging. You could meet up for it, but then Facebook Marketplace is always a bit riskier. But then you might have a local card shop, or try some of the card businesses that buy cards to sell, and see what sort of price they're going to offer you, not just eBay prices. They may offer you tiny bit less than what you were expecting, but still bigger profit than what you made from the first place. Well, what I mean is you could also try some online ones as well. Like, some people, there are a marketplace for them. You never really know what's available. There are options, but then it's also, as I say, such a risky thing to be getting involved in, because the prices go up and down like mad. People say they didn't get it. So there's that side of it. That's why you kind of would rather go to a physical shop to sell it all, if you were going to. But it's very, very risky, whatever you do. But then what other businesses would you look at that you would start yourself? Or would you consider starting yourself? As in type of business, not necessarily the exact one. Because we know from like our own experiences, the shops are just closing and closing. So it's very hard to get a building that you can keep product in that's going to be worth it in the end. Because nobody is buying from anyone at the moment. Is it on auction or is it on buy now, the card? Just out of interest. And where did you get the information of the price it should be on by now? We have just entered another ad break. Probably the last one. Dun, da, 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 da. Let's see if we can catch, what is it, a primate? I can't remember actually. No, I didn't put enough a message in. Let's try and catch it though. Is Greens? Nope, I thought he was going to be online. Okay, so we're back with our story. Let's see what Churro wants to say. I do think the Churro battle may be difficult, but I'll get through it. No problems. Right. We have to do these triply or doubly battles, I think, when we do this, which is fine. We'll be fine. I caught it this time. I don't know what that was. What was that I got at the end? What's this? What is that? Oh. But the only thing I could suggest is maybe put it up for auction. I don't really know how well people buy stuff on eBay, to be honest, like set cards. But if you sort of put it as a potential auction, maybe people start bidding for it, and then suddenly you find 2 people interested, and it just goes up when you're trying to sell it as a one-off. Again, part of it, I guess, depends on your reputation on there. Like, do they see you as a regular seller? I don't know if people really do judge that or not. So it's difficult, as I said. Like, I find the whole of eBay a little bit more complicated than it needs to be. And that might be why people are not doing it, because they see you selling it cheaper, which from an outsider's point of view might see it as that might not be a real card, or it might not be that got in legitimate ways. And yes, it's horrible that you're in that position and you can't get better until you sell, but sometimes people don't look at somebody who's never sold and go, well, how do I know they're a good seller? It's really annoying, if that makes sense. But the other thing to do is see if how many have been sold in the last week. Not necessarily like graded, ungraded. Just see whether the card has been selling at all. Maybe that could be something to just have a look at. See if there are people around selling it cheaper, if they're around selling it for more. What's drawing them over you? Check out the full categories that people have been selling it for. Just pretty much copy every... Again, I don't really know how to sell on eBay, but a lot of it is probably just copying someone else, isn't it? Another elephant. Woo! Let's get a critical hit, please. Ding. It's very strange. Like today was very strange. We got some new followers who literally came in, dropped some bits and left. But I say, check the others. See how everyone else, or see how many have been sold in the last week of the same card, whether it be ungraded or graded. See if anybody has done the old watch listed it. I think you can see who has watch listed it, because I did that to something and then they messaged me to buy something cheaper. Or offered it to me at a cheaper price. Could be something that works. I can't guarantee it, but that could be an option. I do think this may be a problem in the final. I do need to look at the Churro team here, don't I? So Churro starts with a fire poison type, and I don't have a ground move on my team. Okay, But at least you know there has, like, that's why it's difficult, because the cards themselves are so hard to sell now. Like, I actually had a little peek around eBay when I was going to look to sell my base set cards, and the prices were all over the place, to be honest. I never really knew what was going on. Some people like to just put things really cheap and then get people bidding for it, and suddenly two people are overly interested and they just keep going and going, don't they? I do want to put a ground type move on one of these Pokemon. I think that'll be kind of important. I don't think no, do I need a Psych Dark type move? Well, I've got the Zera Aura for that, haven't I? So I could get rid of Night Slash on the Masquerado. Could be an option, I guess. Wait, that's flying in dark, isn't it? Okay. So let's knock that out. That's good. Yeah, so I got to check for probably a dark move. No, a ground move for the Iron Moth. That's the hardest thing to actually beat here. The rest is relatively comfortable, I think. Like, the thing is, if I get a good ground move, it will be helpful against the Iron Hands too. But I've also got the option of a fairy move for that, a fairy move for the... I've got the ice move for the Iron Jugulis. The Rock Electric again would be great for a ground type. So maybe ground move is going to be the way we win. Right, does anybody learn a ground type move? Do I have any TMs? That is a ground type move. Right, what do we have? We have Aura Sphere. That's not a ground move. You're kidding me, I don't have a single... Well, we have Bulldoze. Okay. You're going to have to learn Bulldoze. We can get rid of False Swipe for this battle. It's not ideal, because you are very weak to the fire type. Like, guess, like, it's got an electric move, so I can't really use water. We could maybe try our luck with the Golduck first, I guess. We do... No one can learn that. Shadow Ball. We might break out Shadow Ball. No, it's Fairy and Fighting. That's why it's more annoying, isn't it? Fairy and Fight. We have Psychic we could teach Golduck. Well, that'll have to do. So we will put Breloom first. I know it's not the fastest, but I think it can survive one special attack. That's going to have to be the play for this bit. Right. There is another lurk. Right. Yeah, but what I mean with graded and ungraded, it's kind of just crazy. Like, some people are just going to go mad buying them. Other times people are going a bit lighter on it. Right, at the end of the day, it's one card that you're trying to sell, so it looks a bit weird that it's the only thing you're trying to sell as well, maybe. Like, they want people that have a lot of cards. They might just look at it and go, well, that's one card. They may consider it more expensive than it is. Like, I don't... What set is it from as well? That might help understand it a bit more. They may look at it and go, if it's one of the modernish sets, they might think, well, it'll probably go down in price, or there's other ways to get it cheaper, like ungraded. Like, have you checked the ungraded prices for the same card? at the moment as well. Because some people might just think I'll buy an ungraded one and get it graded myself. It probably also doesn't help that there are so many cards coming out at once and people are finding it hard to keep up anyway. Let's just go down the elevator and pop up the old water. When I look at ungraded, they're around 3, then they're very unlikely to get a good grade from them. And that's the frustrating side of it, I guess. Is it one that you naturally just get out of a booster pack, or is it one that comes out of a specialist box of cards? I'm not the best at knowing where things have come from, so like some of them come from those specialist box where you get like 3 packs and that card or something, and it's the only place to get that card. So you're also playing into the Japanese market. Is the Japanese card selling well at the moment? What happens if somebody from Japan tries to buy it? Where do you stand with that? Would you be keeping it up on sale and everything? Welcome in, Mr. Belgium. How are things? How is the shaman hunting going on Platinum? We are about to deal with the final boss, and that will probably be it for today, if we're honest. And that means we can officially start shiny hunting, maybe even put together a race for next week. Well, what is it, Tuesday we do violets? That's okay. Are you doing your BDSP one as well? Or are you just going to stick to the platinums today? Hopefully it'll be a little bit cooler. I know you were going on about how it was very warm last night. I was taking part in some shiny hunt racing last night, which was fun. I find it difficult to check all that, so I'm trying to see what happens, but I still need to check all the options for businesses to give them a try. Yeah, but that's the other thing, like, it's so difficult for your situation to really kickstart a business anyway, even if you are just flipping stuff online. Especially the fact you don't have the reputation to start with, and you have to get that reputation before you all you got to do is 2 or 3 good sales, get some 5-star reviews, and people will go, well, actually this person's doing some work, they have good quality. And that's the difficult side to it. But Mr. Belgium, are you taking part in Dorcas's bingo tonight, or this afternoon, whichever it is for you? I believe it's an affiliation celebration game again, a bit like last time. I didn't know if you were going to take part in that. Well, the colours look very strange. I swear he wasn't this colour in the real game. First time I played it. Oh dear. So yeah, Let's see, can we defeat this final boss and be singing some songs? Now, boyfriend version, I was taking part in Solar Cypher's Booster Thursday shiny race thing that he does. So I was kind of distracted with about 4 or 5 things at once. I mentioned it before. Sometimes I have like 4 or 5 streams open that I want to watch all of them, but I can't. And it's very difficult to pick which ones to target first. Okay, I forgot Air Slash was a thing. So this might be harder than I thought it would be. We'll go to Golduck then. I knew this first thing was the difficult one. I think Breloom was only important for one battle. And that was the first one. Sadly. Right, so we would like to go for Aqua Tap, please. Oh, we're faster. I did not realise I would be faster than this. Okay, so that's got rid of the difficult thing. Like, Golduck isn't expendable on this team. I would like to think it would survive one. Lovely. What? We have a speed tie. Really? Oh dear, I thought I would be safe there. Right, and, well, we're going to you because you've got quick attack. Not going as smoothly as I had hoped. Quick attack, done. Right, so I expect he will probably send out something good against this. There's a little bit of a problem. The Iron Jugulus, that's not bad actually. What does it have? It has Dark Pulse, Flamethrower, Air Slash and Flash Cannon. Oof. I think it'll want to go for Air Slash. So, I want to swap 2 Quaquaval, 2 Dynamax. I think it's the best option. Because I take away 2 of my weaknesses. No, I get rid of 1 of my weaknesses. My only weakness. But I can use this one. Because the Ice Spinner is going to be pretty helpful. I do have to be a bit more careful here, I think. I should have put Play Rough back on something actually. That was what I was meant to do. Right. Okay, that didn't do enough. Yeah, so I knew it was going to go for Air Slash, but I do have the Shell Bow. So we're just going to keep spamming this. Probably should have gone for a workup. I probably need to swap because he's got 2 electric types now. I can't see him. I think he's going to go Iron Hand, right? Yes, I can see that coming a mile away. So we are going to swap out to. What would it use on this? So the thing is, it done this the wrong way around. Got Thunder Punch, Drain Punch, Iron Head, and Fake Out. So you can't use Fake Out if I'm this. That's kind of big. I do have a Psychic move on this. I do want to probably bring the Breloom back to life, if I'm honest. The Quaquaval is not going to be bad against the Iron Valiant, actually. That did nothing. Really did nothing. That's not the move I expected it to use, I've got to be honest. I want to use this because I can get healed when I hit. It does just about as much as Psycho Cutter. So it's fine. Thunder Punch is strange that it's going for Thunder Punch when it's got... Well, actually, no, it's not. It's only got 2 moves that can hit me and one of them I resist. So this one wasn't actually a bad choice. Didn't make that out to be helpful for myself. Another Thunder Punch. Okay, we survived. We did. Don't worry. Because the Miraidon battle you can't lose, pretty sure. Or Coridon. So that's probably the most difficult thing that he has. Right, Iron Formed. I really want that Braylon back, you know. We are going to risk this. So he thinks this is the Quaquaval, so we'll do an electric move, which is fine. Actually, he won't know, because he knows I've terrored the Quaquaval. I need to revive Raylo. This is kind of important, I think, Raylo. I need the Earthquake for this. No, Bulldoze even. I will probably actually give it a Hyper Potion, because it could be quite helpful against the Iron Bundle too. Actually, it's not going to be helpful against Iron Bundle, but it's big for this battle. Iron Bundle, we may try our luck with Ceruledge to start with. There's quite a few problems with Iron Bundle, to be honest. There's a lot of weaknesses there. Big hit with this, shouldn't I? Thought that would have done more, I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Okay, so we beat this. Probably could have Giga Drained that last punch, couldn't I? Never mind. If he goes Iron Bundle, I'm gonna keep this out, because this is no good in the final anyway against the Iron Valiant. Purely because the Iron Valiant is Varian Fighting. It has a poison move, so I'm just going to use a Mach Punch. Get some big damage done if I can. That is big damage, to be honest. Because it will go... Oh, went for an Ice move. Still enough to kill me. I did think we might survive that one. So what do we have left? So we've got this that could probably knock it out. Could be faster. Or we have Quaquaval, which could knock it out. I probably want to keep that around. Ooh. It is Kim. Welcome in, Kim and the Raiders. We are on the final boss here. How was the fortnight? I did have you open, watching away, or lurking away. But how was the fortnight? And thank you for bringing everyone in to see the Switch 2 Shiny Living Pokedex challenge. And like I said, this is literally the final battle of the whole game. So, yeah, we're struggling, to say the least. We knew this battle would be difficult. It always is. It's the final battle, of course. But this is the last Pokemon they have, and I have 3 things to attack it. So I'm hoping we can wrap it up and finish it off. But that is the next challenge. We're going to just use this move. Okay, we are faster, that's good. Okay, that did a lot more damage than I thought it would. I think we die to that. Okay, we did survive. I am level 80, what am I thinking? I forgot this one's completely over leveled. So on the next run, or next session on this game, we can actually start some proper shiny hunting. Which is going to be fun. We are looking forward to it. We can start some of our races maybe. But we've just got to do basically boss on boss, but it's a pretty easy boss versus a boss, if that makes sense. It's pretty much programmed so you can't lose, I think. Pretty sure that's how it works, but I guess we'll find out in when this robot thing breaks down. And there's the team coming to say hello to us. I am good, thank you. How are you today? I hope that you had enough for your last couple of tick marks for your affiliation too. Good, good, good. When I last had a quick look to see what was going on, there seemed to be about 6 people there, so at least that should be your average going the right way, which I know you're working extremely hard on. Right, now we have Miraidon versus Miraidon. McVeigh, welcome in. How are things? We are about to finish the game. We have the final battle of the final part of the story, and then we get to listen to some music, which we have to end the recording on. But it is copyright. Good, good. I am good too, yes. Now I can officially release the Shiny Hunt races after this one, which is what we've been working towards for the last 2 weeks. And it's quite funny that all the games are ready to go officially after 13 runs, because we had yesterday off for the first time in about 2 weeks. But yes, the glitch is coming to kill us. What will he do? He'll throw out the evil Miraidon. Well, I use my shy, timid one. Yes. Oh, yes, I forgot. Don't button bash, or you'll make it go slow. There's an easy way to fix this game. We go into here. Yes, I forget that you can actually do this without the prompt. I always forget that you can do that without the prompt. Thank you for the hydrate, Kim.
This drink, I like it.
I know, it's great, right?
Another!
I've already had literally 1 pint. I'm already on the second one. Don't worry. Lots and lots of water. Water for everyone. Right. Trust me, I'm the first person to tell people to drink more. I have had at least 3 pints already. I always bring a pint and a bottle when I'm already on the bottle. So yeah, that's on 3 hours-ish now. Well, dead on the mark for 3 hours. So, now what was the glitch? That's not a glitch, but there's a quick way to do this battle, so I don't have to do lots and lots of stuff. Is the music going interesting? I always forget the end music. We can actually listen to this because it's like the only time you hear it. It's more like the techno version of the opening song of the game. It's a bit annoying when you walk around to the same music, so... Still not as good as Penny's music though. Penny has the best music for battling. But you only face her once. We'll go for one of these ourselves. As I say, I think you can't actually lose this battle. I think it's pretty much programmed to never lose. Because you start getting boosts from your teammates, basically. So, here comes a boost. And then you get to Terror and you destroy it. It's something these games have never been questioned for, is their music. Everybody loves the music in them. See, he didn't want to make me feel sad. So if this is programmed correctly, the next move, it will use charge. He will make me faster. Well, my special attack goes up. Yeah, so I can do another big hit here. Oh no, it's recharging. And then Nemona makes me faster. And I can Terra into Terra Blast. And we win. Now, it's a program fight, Kim. Like, you can't lose it, basically. Oh. Because it's got all of the characters doing something, there is no way of losing it. Oh. Your sub ran out, did it? I thought you were still subbed. I didn't know who the... I thought it was you when that was it. You've lost your sub, have you then? Is that what you're saying? No. Maybe it expires. I just got to pay for the 5th month. Or the 5th month. See? Told you it was a guaranteed win. So we have completed the base game. But that's a very hard question, okay. Now, what is it? It's 3, 6, 9, 12, 14, 18, 20, 24, 26, 28 in what you would call the core series. Then you've got all the spin-off games, which I don't know all of them. But there's a lot. It's been around for a good 30 years now. It kind of depends what people consider the spin-off games. Like there's the 2 Snaps, Colosseum, Gate of Darkness, Legends Arceus, Stadium 1 and 2, the Trading Card Dash, the Mystery Dungeons. There's a lot, to say the least. And then if you do include Go and the trading card game, like the Pocket game. Yeah, so there's quite a lot to go through. We only focus on the Switch ones. So that makes 9, I think. And I forgot the Let's Go as well. Okay, so 122. Somebody googled an answer. Some of the games have been discontinued though on the mobile version, and some of them are like banned in certain countries. Like certain European countries can't play Go. So there is that. Well, it's considered the biggest franchise in video game history at the moment. Easily the most popular. Because it is basically everyone in Japan plays it. They're popular around the world. Go, as we say, 1 billion players. It just works. Such a simple game. Right. So I've just got to be careful here to end the recording. We can listen to the end song. So, enemies have become friends, teammates and partners. Arvin rescued his dog. Penny beat the bullies that she created. And Nemona is no longer the best. And we have a big lizard friend. So yeah. So when we next play this game, we could start a race for some shinies, or go and hunt some at the least, because we need to get this total off too very quickly. We will probably be... Is Legends Arceus tomorrow? I believe. We managed to unlock all the maps, so we may do the final bit of the story in that game, depending on what we need to do. So yeah. Does the song start now? Is the question. No, we have to do the walking away bit. So for the core story, it's actually a pretty good story, to be honest. You have so much going on. It's one of the better stories about understanding. It's all about coming together to be part of a team, which has been like the core side of these games for years. So yeah. Nice. Nice. So yeah. That is the end of Violet. We can just watch the final moments, and then we can listen to the song from some famous British singer. But yeah, we'll be back with PLA tomorrow.